Okay, then let's start the session. I will start with the Prarthana Shlokas as usual. Om Shuklam Bardharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadhanam Dhyayeet Sarvavignoprashantaye Pujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakанjalim Bhaspavari Paripurnalochanam मारुतिं नवतराक्षसान्तकं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयुद्धमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Okay, so in the last session we saw how Rishishringa Maharshi has told Dasharatha he will perform a putra kameshti after the conclusion of the Ashwamedha Yajna, because it was Dasharatha's wish to have putras, and they perform the putra kameshti and they invite all the devatas. So all the dikpalakas have come, Brahma has come, Rudra has come, and the devatas are complaining to Brahma that you gave a boon to Ravana, now he has become a big headache, he is troubling us all over the place, we are not able to discharge our duties as we are bound to, so now you do something, he has become a big headache. Brahma has said, okay, now Vishnu will come. Once Vishnu comes, we will all ask Vishnu to provide a solution to this problem. And here Brahma explains the birth of Ravana and how he asked for immortality, but he is undefeated by all other ganas of devatas except Manushas and Vanaras. So we have several things to unpack here. So the two groups, Manushas and Vanaras, are considered as two separate species. Recently there is an interpretation that Vanaras are nothing but kings, human kings, who due to some kind of fear of invasion disguised themselves as Vanaras. But Shastras don't agree with this interpretation. In Shastras, Vanaras and Manushas are two separate species. Vanaras have different qualities and Manushas have different qualities. Vanaras are, for example, able to jump from great heights, whereas humans, we know that they are not able to leap so high. So there are some distinct qualities between Vanaras retain their tail, humans do not have a tail. These kind of qualities separate Vanaras and Manushas. So Brahma is waiting for Vishnu to appear at the Yajnashala so that they can consult with Vishnu how to solve this problem, namely Ravana. In the meanwhile, the mantras have started invoking Vishnu. In the beginning of this yajna, when Rishishringa is giving instructions for the construction of the Yajnasala, he says the central Homakunda should be built like Garuda. When the central sacrificial pit has to be built in the shape of a Garuda. So why Garuda and Agni? In fact, one of the names of Agni is Havyavahana. Whatever offerings, oblations you pour into the fire, Agni is the carrier and takes that offerings as energy to the devatas. So the cosmic cycle runs like this. We pour oblations into the fire, that energy reaches the devatas, helps the devatas discharge their specific duties. If it goes to Indra, then we have seasonal rainfall. If it goes to Varuna, then the wind blows as it should according to the season, so on and so forth. We also know that Garuda is the Vahana of Vishnu. So whenever Vishnu has to travel swiftly to any place, he will sit on Garuda and come. Achha, there are several mudras of Vishnu. In this particular image, you will see that Vishnu is not holding a Kamala or a Padma in his hand. When he is holding a lotus in his hand, it is symbolic of creation. In the beginning of creation, he will have a lotus in his hand. That means he is about to will creation into existence. In this image, he is in a Abhaya Mudra. He is raising his right hand up in this manner. This is Abhaya Mudra. That means what? I am going to give you protection. Because Vishnu is considered Sthiti Karaka. He has to maintain creation in its form so that it can move forward. Shrishti is Brahma, Sthiti is Vishnu, and Laya. Laya means dissolution. Everything has to be wrapped up. When we have a party in the house, first we set up everything, Brahma. Then we ensure all the guests are comfortable. Everybody is getting food, everybody is getting water, everybody is getting place to sit. All this is Vishnu. And then in the end, everything we take out, put everything back in its place, and everything goes back to how it was before. This is Rudra. The 3 stages of life. This is a cosmic cycle, keeps going on and on. That's why the concept of infinity. So, as the Rishashringa Maharshi invokes Vishnu to come and accept the sacrificial offering, he comes swiftly on Garuda Vahana, and the description in the Ramayana, in the Valmiki Ramayana, Bala Kanda is, he comes like the sun coming on dark clouds, dark rain clouds. Vishnu comes swiftly on Garuda and enters the assemblage. So in the firmament, below on the earth, all the sages, everybody is sitting and performing the yajna. And in the firmament, you can see all the devatas watching over the yajna, and Vishnu has come into the assemblage. Obviously, it's like a star entering into an arena. Yesterday, we were at a gathering and a very famous cricketer came. Very famous cricketers came. So, when the cricketers came, everybody rushed to the cricketers, right? The pull of the cricketers is, the aura is like that. So, when Vishnu came, you can almost imagine in the firmament, everybody is rushing towards Vishnu because they have a huge problem on their hands that they are not able to solve. So firstly Brahma went, but even in rushing to Vishnu, they maintained their discipline. Huh? They went after Brahma. So Brahma is leading this delegation. Brahma went and said, "Hey Narayan, now that you have come, we have a big problem on our hands. It's not that he doesn't know. Of course he knows everything, but these guys have to explain." So they are explaining. All the devatas are also saying, this Ravana, no, he is not allowing us to perform our duties only. Same last, like we discussed, the sun can't shine where Ravana is. We have to always shine mildly. The seasons are getting disrupted. Oceans cannot rise, and the tides cannot rise as is mandated. But we have to work to please Ravana near his kingdom. So all the seasons, all the balance is getting disrupted. Not only that, if it was just this, okay, tolerable. But now he is starting to agonize all the siddhas, all the rishis, all the sages. He goes to their ashramas. He sends his rakshasas to disrupt. So when a sage is performing his yajna, his rakshasas will come and pour blood, bones and everything, and they will, destroy the purity of the yajnas. Sages are unable to perform yajnas. He goes and tortures them. He kills them. He has become impossible to control this person. Also because of boon given by Brahma, he is immune. They are not able to... Somebody is in the lobby. Let me see. Give me a second. Okay, Avyan has joined. Namaste, Avyan.
Namaste.
Namaste, okay. Let me share my screen. So all the devatas, they were complaining to Vishnu about how this Rakshasa Ravana is not only troubling them from performing their duties, but also killing and torturing all the sages, all the rishis. So he says, then Brahma says, "See Vishnu, this great king Dasharatha is performing a yajna." What is the yajna Dasharatha is performing? He is performing a putra kameshti yajna. He is performing a yajna to get sons. And we need you to eliminate this Rakshasa Ravana. Now there is a secret. There is a slight guile. You have to do something very sly here. This Ravana, he has a boon from me. This Brahma is telling Vishnu. Ravana, he has a boon from me that neither Devatas, nor Yakshas, nor Gandharvas, nor Nagas, nor Kinnaras, nor Kimpurushas, none of these beings can kill this Ravana. So then, O Vishnu, this Dasharatha, since he is human and he is performing a yajna for a son, why don't you become his son? You take an incarnation and you take an avatara as the son of Dasharatha, as a human, and then you can go and kill Ravana. So they said, don't, when you are requesting anything from Parabrahma Paramatma, when you are making any wishes to Parabrahma Paramatma, be very careful what you ask for. If arrogance comes to people and like Ravana, they are trying to say, oh, I will become immortal because none of these varieties of deities can kill me. What is a human? Human is, after all, I don't even consider my equal. He's like an ant. For Ravana, a human and Vanara are like ants and mosquitoes. I will just crush them like this. But when the time comes, the Paramatma Tattva, the substance, will come incarnate as that which you thought you can easily defeat, is not a threat to you. With that tool, Paramatma can defeat you. So there is no escape. If you don't follow dharma, if you think you have managed to, overcome the divine, then no, divine will find a way to discipline you. So then Vishnu says, all right, what I will do is, I will take birth in the house of this great king Dasharatha. In some texts, Dasharatha is, in his previous life, Swayambhu Manu. And he had done a great tapas for Vishnu in the Satya Yuga. We are in the Treta Yuga, towards the end of the Treta Yuga, when all this is happening. The 4 Yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga. So towards the end of Treta Yuga, Ramavatara is happening. Towards the end of the Treta Yuga of 24th Manvantara. Now we are in the 28th Manvantara, Kali Yuga. The first leg of Kali Yuga we are in. So this Ramayana is very, very old. So he says, I will be born in the house of this great king Dasharatha, who in his previous lifetime as Swayambhu Manu has done a severe penance for me. He has done a great tapas, and he has, as a boon, asked me to be born as his son. At that time I had told him that in Treta Yuga I will fulfill his wish. So now I shall be born in the house of this Dasharatha. And my 4 aspects, that is Sesham, Shankham and Chakram. So Sesha, the Sesha is the divine serpent on whom Vishnu is lying in the cosmic ocean. So he says Sesha, Sudarshana and Shankha. All 3 also will come down as my siblings. And then he looks at all the Devata Ganas. You see, in your house, let's say, maybe in Avyan's house, Pratiksha is cooking. Pratiksha is doing a lot of cooking. So then Avyan must at least go and say, Mummy, do you need any help? Do you want me to do anything? Because she is working so hard to, put nice food on the table for you. So whenever you have, Diya has. Come. Yeah, so whenever somebody is doing a lot of effort in organizing anything, if you are there, then you must at least offer your help. Can I do anything to help you? Can I do something to make it a little easier for you? So Vishnu is going to incarnate on earth in order to help the Devatas who are being tortured by Ravana. So if Vishnu is going to incarnate, then Vishnu should not do the full hard work himself. The Devatas also should come and help. So then Sri Mahavishnu looks at all the devatas. All you devatas, you also be born in great families in the wombs of mothers who are able to carry the energy, uh, carry energy of your elements, and you also incarnate on Bhuloka. And when the time comes, I will take your assistance in order to vanquish Ravana. On the orders of Vishnu, all the devatas, then they see all the yonis on Bhuloka who are capable of carrying their energies, and they incarnate as different kinds of vanaras on Bhuloka. So, and that is ongoing on one side. Here, Vishnu then tells Brahma, okay, Brahma, now that it is decided I will incarnate on earth, then you please invoke the yajna purusha. So whenever a yajna is performed and then they pour the final oblations into the yajna, the purnahuti it is called.
You want to get your shot from that?
తలుపు వేయండి కదా. తలుపు వేసేయండి. So final offerings are poured into the yajna. From that yajna, the ritual purusha will appear in order to deliver the whatever result of that yajna to the yajamana, whoever is performing the yajna. Let's say the object or the intent of the yajna was that there is no rainfall in the kingdom for several years. Then the yajna purusha will appear and he shall offer blessings so that there is immediate rainfall and whatever famine is removed. In this case, because Dasharatha's wish for the yajna is to beget a son, the yajna purusha has to appear. So Vishnu is telling Brahma, let the yajna purusha take a pot full of payasam. This is a divine payasam. A sweet pudding kind of, if you like. And this payasam you must hand over to Dasharatha, and Dasharatha must be instructed to distribute this payasam to his queens, his 3 queens, who are Shri, Hrim and Sriti. So basically the 3 queens of Dasharatha are like the 3 aspects of the divine mother, Adi Shakti. So Hrim, Shrim, Grim, these are known as Bijaksharas, root sounds. They are used in Tantra Shastra. They are very, very powerful mantras, and normally these are not given unless you have Diksha with a guru. So there Vishnu is telling Brahma, his 3 queens are like that, are like the aspects, are like different forms of Shakti. So let this payasam be distributed to the wives of King Dasharatha, and because of that payasam, I will flow my energy into that payasam, and then I shall take birth in the family of Dasharatha. So after saying this, they are all watching, right? Now the Udgota of the yajna, he will sing the fine. By the way, the Udgota who is singing in Samaveda, and Ravana is a great exponent of Samaveda. Ravana has written great treatises on Samaveda. Great scholar. If he wanted, he could have been so different, but he decided to choose to be a demon. Then, as the Udgota does the final oblation, the fire in the Yajna Homa, it jumps up into a pillar. So you can imagine a huge pillar of fire rising from this Homa Kunda as you see here. And out of that fire appears a huge being of great proportions, huge. And that Yajna Purusha is taking the form of a golden, huge human being. So you can see this great burning, almost like the sun is coming in a human form. This huge Purusha has come, and he is holding in his hands a gold and precious stone encrusted pot. So that pot is full of this payasam that Vishnu was talking about. And then he hands over that pot to sage Rishashringa, and he says, take this pot, give this to Dasharatha, and ask Dasharatha to distribute it to his queens, and his wish will be fulfilled. So all the people, all the rishis, all the kings, everybody who has come to attend this yajna, they all bow in reverence to the Yajna Purusha. After giving that kalasha to Rishashringa, the Yajna Purusha gives blessings to the entire kingdom, that all the wishes of Dasharatha shall be fulfilled, that the kids that shall be born in this line shall attain great name and fame, that his line shall forever remember these great children of Dasharatha. He gives all these blessings, and the Yajna Purusha vanishes. Now this pot is with sage Rishashringa. He, as instructed, hands it over to Dasharatha and says, now you distribute it to your wives. So now sage Dasharatha, the king Dasharatha, he goes back to his palace. Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi, they are all there. So first he takes that whole pot of payasa, and out of that he gives 3/4 to Kaushalya and 1/4 to Kaikeyi. When Kaushalya and Kaikeyi get, Kaushalya is the chief queen. She is the what you call the Patarani. Na? She is the chief queen of Dasharatha. And Kaikeyi is the youngest, his most favorite queen. So he has given to Kaushalya and to Kaikeyi. And then Sumitra, she doesn't say anything. Sumitra is a very, very wise queen. In fact, you can say that amongst all the 3 queens, Sumitra is the wisest. That's why even when Lakshmana is going to the forest, he did not have to go to the forest. The requirement was that Rama has to be exiled for 14 years. Kaikeyi did not ask that Lakshmana also should go. But still, Lakshmana says, Mummy, I cannot stay without my elder brother Rama. I want to go to forest with him. So then Sumitra says, yes, definitely you must go. And when you are in the forest, you serve your elder brother and his wife like they are your parents. Any mother will send a son to the forest, go, okay, because your elder brother is going, you also go live in the forest. All wild animals are there, but it's okay, no problem, you also go. No mother will send. But that is the greatness of Sumitra. Very, very wise queen. So then she is a little hurt, that there is no payasam. Her sisters will have kids, but she won't have kids. So then Kaushalya sees that Sumitra is feeling hurt. So what she does, she takes 1/4 from her portion and gives it to Sumitra. Kaikeyi also sees that she is hurt. So she takes also 1/4 from her portion and gives it to Sumitra. That's why Sumitra got 2 1/4 portions. So all the queens, they then had the payasam. And in due course, at that time, the gestation period of pregnancy was 12 months. 12 months they carried the child in the womb. And at the end of 12 months, in the Chaitra Masa, that is the oncoming of spring, Chaitra Navami, Pushyami Nakshatram, in that Muhurtam, Sri Mahavishnu incarnates in the womb of Mata Kaushalya as a newborn son. So Dasharatha gets the good news that Kaushalya has born a son. And the next day, Kaikeyi gives birth to Bharata, and the day after, Sumitra gives birth to twin boys, Lakshmana and Shatrughna. So these boys, when Rama is born, nature reacts to certain cosmic events. Nature also reacts. If you see unseasonal rains, unseasonal floods, forest fires, all that is indicative of bad leaders ruling. So when dharma is being disturbed by leaders, then nature reacts like this. This is what the Shastras say. So if you see a lot of floods, lot of famine, then you know that the leadership is not doing their job. It's indicative of some issues with the leadership. When Dharmaraja was ruling the kingdom of Indraprastha, All 6 seasons would come on time. So you knew that when monsoon season was coming, it would rain properly to help all the crops at the monsoon season. Summer season is proper summer season. So when dharma is firmly established, nature also reacts. And likewise, and the opposite as well. So when Sri Rama was being born, the sustainer of the cosmos is being born. Mother Earth also reacted. Everywhere there was mild winds. You could almost smell a slight fragrance in the winds. The birds were chirping sweetly in their nests. Flowers bloomed everywhere. There were sweet winds flowing everywhere. So nature is showing her happiness that Paramatma has come to relieve her of this burden called Ravana. And so, when these boys were born, Dashratha was, that's it. This is exactly what he wanted. He wanted one heir and he got 4 very, very handsome, very, very, healthy sons as his progeny. At the time Vishnu comes in order to, when in the mantapa, when the sage Rishishringa is performing the yajna, Vishnu comes and he says, I will be born in the family of Dashratha. He also says, Dasha Varsha Shatani, Dasha Varsha Sahasrani cha, I shall rule this earth. So 11,000 years I shall rule this earth. This is the proclamation that Vishnu makes. And at the time this yajna is being performed, Dasharatha is almost said to be 60,000 years old. When sage Vishwamitra comes and asks, give me Rama, I need Rama for some task, Dasharatha says, please don't take the son of the 60,000-year-old king. What will I do? My life resides in Rama. So 60,000 years. So then you will say, how is it possible that Dasharatha could live for 60,000 years? Here on the current planet, 60 years to live only is a big deal. So how he is living for 60,000 years? Those were different times. Those were different human forms, different dimensions. Their dimensions are also much different. They were much taller. They lived much longer lifespans. In the Mahabharata, you will see that already that lifespan has shortened. So at the time Krishna was reciting the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, he must have been some 134 years old or something. So between Treta Yuga and towards the end of Kali Yuga, the lifetimes were much shorter already. And between Dwapara Yuga and now Kali Yuga, again the lifetimes have become much shorter. Normally when you get married, the blessings that the Purohita will give you is Shatamanam Bhavati. May you live for 120 years. The minimal lifetime of a human being should be 120 years. Unfortunately, due to our lifestyle, we cannot maintain our life for 125 years. So anyway, Dashratha has got his sons. Now you have to name the sons. So Dashratha requests Vasishtha. Vasishtha is the Kulaguru of the Raghus, of the Ikshvakus. So then he calls Vasishtha and he says, please name my 4 boys. So there is a naming ceremony organized, and Vasishtha, he sees the planetary positions at the time these 4 boys are born. So he says, okay, based on the planetary positions where at the time these kids are born, the first one shall be named Rama. Rama is a very easy name. In the first introductory session, we already discussed this. When sage Vasishtha named Rama, the name Rama is already there in the Vedas. He did not invent that name, but he chose a name, Ramanti iti Rama, that which you see once and it gives you great bliss. That is Rama. So if you see Rama once, that you just feel like you don't want to see anything else in your life. You see that akara, that huge form, those perfectly formed features, those cheekbones, that curly hair, the curly locks, that mukuta, those long arms, broad shoulders, thin, small waist, long legs. If you see that akara itself, you feel like, that's it. My eyes have found what they want to see. I don't want to see anything else. That it's called Sammohana Shakti, that ability to attract one's attention, that you cannot turn your eyes away. That is called Sammohana. He is like that. Not only women, men also get attracted to him. Pumsam Mohana Rupaya. Everybody, they look at Rama and they are not able to turn their eyes. So such a great Vigraha. So he said, this child, he has come to cause happiness to everybody. Isn't it? That avatara, the objective of that avatara is to relieve the devatas of the stress called Ravana. To give them their happiness back. And to relieve the sages of the torture of Ravana. To delight Bhumi and remove this burden of Ravana from Bhumi Devi. So he has come to cause pleasure to everybody. That's why I am naming him Rama. And then Bharata. The one who is able to take great weight is Bharata. He is able to bear the weight. There is Bharata and then there is Bharta. The guy who is taking all my tantrums is my Bharta. So Bharata is able to take great weight. Later you will see how he has to bear the burden of a very difficult situation, and how he, even in that very very difficult situation, finds a way to stick to his dharma, does not give an inch. No matter what happens, I will follow my dharma. No compromise on that. Even if people say this or that, or I lose my life, or I lose my comforts, or I lose my palace and my comfortable palace beds, I don't care. But my dharma shall not be corrupted. That is the resolve of Bharata. In Hanuman Chalisa you will say, Tum mama priya bharate sam bhai. Lakshmana came with him to forest. But Rama says, oh Hanuman, you are as dear to me as Bharata is to me. Why? Because Bharata is no compromises in upholding dharma. And Bharata is also the replica of Rama. If you see Bharata, you don't have to see Rama. They look like each other. They are so similar. You could almost call them twins. They are replicas of each other. Such greatness of Bharata. Lakshmana, all the signs of prosperity are in Lakshmana. This is symbolic, Only one who serves Narayana will have all the signs of prosperity. Prosperity is not just wearing branded clothes or having a big house. Prosperity is the ability to sleep well at night. Without any stress or without, oh my God, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? The ability to be able to sleep, forgetting everything, that is prosperity. To be able to feel hunger and enjoy a good meal, a well-earned meal, that is prosperity. To be able to donate something in charity, that is prosperity. Prosperity is all-encompassing. It does not just mean material wealth. It means good health, the ability to be happy, even with small things, the ability to laugh, to have good children who will take your name, who will give you a good name in society. Falana's son achieved, great, is a very, very good, well-behaved boy. That is great, that is prosperity. That when people recognize, what good children you have, that is prosperity. So because he is he is always in service of Narayana, he is Lakshmana, born with all the signs of prosperity. And the fourth one is Shatrugna. Shatrugna is the vanquisher of enemies. No enemy can withstand his bravado, his greatness. That is Shatrugna. So he named each of the boys based on their planetary positions. After the naming ceremony, then what? Dasharatha is in supreme bliss. Every night he would finish his administrative tasks and he would come and spend all his time with his children. They say Rama was very mischievous as a boy. One day he said, I will not eat till you bring the moon from the sky and give it to me in my hand. I will not eat. Dasharatha is like, no, that is a moon, that is a celestial body. You can't just grab it, you can't just catch it. So instead you take this silver elephant is there, you play with this. You can pull, you can push. Do you play with this elephant? No, I want the moon only. If you bring me the moon only, I will eat. Otherwise, I will not eat. Rama is not listening only. Dasharatha is trying like this, Kaushalya is trying like that, trying to distract him, trying to show him other things, trying to give him something else that he likes to eat. He is just not listening. I want the moon, otherwise I won't eat. So then they said, oh, what to do now? How to pacify Rama? They said at that time, Kaikeyi, more than Bharata, she was crazy for Rama. Of course, she was affectionate towards Bharata. It is not possible to be otherwise. But she would always have Rama and Bharata. Of course, the others also. All three mothers showered their affections on others. But sometimes they pick favorites. Now, if I say this, both my children will ask, who is your favorite? So this is not for them.
I'm so much better.
But sometimes there are favorites. So Kaikeyi's favorite was Rama. Kaikeyi, she treated Rama as if her life forces were in Rama. So when Rama was doing this, tantrum that I want the moon, otherwise I won't eat, then Kaikeyi very smartly, she bought a mirror. And then she showed the reflection of the moon in the mirror. Said, see, now the moon is in your hands, now you will eat. Yeah, now I will eat. Then she fed Rama sweet butter balls. So this is how Kaikeyi used to shower her affections on Rama. And so it went on for some time that the four boys, with the great affection of the mothers and the father Dasharatha, were growing up. And then they came to the age of 7. The boys became 7 years old. So they said there are several sanskaras that you have to give kids as they are born. So at the time the child is in the womb of the mother, you do one type of sanskara. It's called Godbharai, in Sanskrit it is called Srimad. So it's a ritual. They will read some mantras so that the fetus is healthy and the delivery happens without any harm to the child or the mother. This sanskara happens when the child is still in the womb of the mother. As soon as the child is born, they will do some shanti. After the 40 days of childbirth, they will do some shuddhi. And then they will have the naming ceremony. And then they will have the annaprasana. So the first time the child is going to eat solid food, then also there is some annaprasana. And then after that, when the child is ready of the age to go to a Gurukula, they will do a Vidyabhyasa. Before sending the child off to Gurukula, they will do a Vidyabhyasa function and they will do a Upanayanam function. Upanayanam is when they are put, the sacred thread is put for them, and then they are sent off to the ashrama of the gurus. So Dasharatha organizes a huge grand celebration to perform the Upanayana ceremony of Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrugna. So again a huge organization is done. Vasishta performs all the rituals and Dasharatha is going to give the mantropadesa. So the father is the first guru. In Sanatana Dharma, father is the first guru. So when the mantra has to be done, a father under the guidance of a priest will do the upadesa to the son, and the son also will do the first namaskara to the father. So Dasharatha does the mantropadesha, Gayatri mantropadesha to the four boys, and after the ceremony they have to do bhikshatana. Now they are brahmacharis. After you do the Upanayanam, you have become a brahmachari. That means you will no longer be able to see a mirror and should I wear this fashion t-shirt or that fashion t-shirt? No, they have to shave their heads. They are not allowed to look at a mirror. They have to just wear a dhoti and they will go to the ashrama of the guru. Every day in the morning, Guru Mata, that is the wife of your teacher, will say, okay boys, today you go and pick some grass from that grassland. So they have to go get bunches of grass and give to Guru Mai. Then the Guru will say, okay children, today at this time, go. There are 10 families living there. Go to each house, ask for food and bring. So they will go, they will stand in front of the door and say, Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi. So the lady of the house has to come and some grain or something she has to offer to the brahmacharis. When a brahmachari has come to your house and they are saying Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi, you must not send them off empty-handed. Not allowed. If If a brahmachari has come, for that matter, anybody has come to the house, if they have come at lunchtime or dinner time, you must not send them off without giving them something to eat or drink. This is tradition, Sanatana tradition. That's why if you remember back in the olden days, outside houses, they used to have sort of like benches with shade. So anybody traveling by that way, if they are very tired, they would come and rest there. And the lady of the house will come and say, do you need something to drink? Do you need something to eat? And always they will keep some rice. They will not completely clear the patras and put the patras for wash. No, they will always have some leftovers kept. Suddenly somebody comes that is very, very hungry. Then where you are going to start sitting and cooking at that time? No, you cannot keep a hungry person waiting, no? So then immediately they will take whatever this leftovers is and they will serve to this person. That's why they used to have those platforms outside the houses back in the day. Also shows trust between members of a society. If you have come and if you are sitting outside, I am not assuming you are a scamster who has come to rob my house. I am treating you as a guest. Even now in villages, this tradition exists. So even now in villages, if you go to villages in India, you can go to somebody's house, you can knock on the door. They will ask you, who are you, what is your name, where have you come from, why are you in this village? But if you say, I am hungry, do you have some food to eat, or I am very thirsty, can you give me a glass of water? They will give you a glass of water, they will give you some food. So these are still being followed in some in the rural India. Urban India is a different ball game altogether, but rural India, these things still happen. So anyway, the Vatus have to go and they have to do Bhikshatana. So they have performed the Upanayana ceremony, and now the first bhiksha has to be given by mother. So all the boys, the 4 boys have lined up, and one by one they are saying Bhavati Bhikshandehi. Bhavati Bhikshandehi means, oh Devi, please give me some alms. Bhikshandehi, I am requesting for some alms. So then the mother will put some grain in their bag and the Guru will take them away. For the next 16 years, they are in a residential school with the Guru. The beauty of this system is, irrespective of the Varna you come from, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all of the kids shall be wearing similar cotton clothes. They shall all be wearing dhoti and an angavastram. They shall all have shaved heads with one shikha. For men in Sanatana Dharma, fully shaving heads is prohibited. You must always keep a small portion at the back of your scalp there. You must not completely shave your head. So they would always have a shikha, and they would always, have the earrings. Piercing the ears is very important at the time of Upanayana karma. So all 4 varnas had to do this. All 4 varnas had the Upanayana karma. And then they would go, and based on their aptitude, gurus would train them. Let's say I am coming from a family of weavers. Okay, my family has the tradition of weaving. So I shall be taught accordingly. My skills shall be developed accordingly. I suppose I am from a family of rulers, then my education shall happen in that manner. I shall be taught the Dharma Shastras. I shall be taught the Dhanurveda. Dhanurveda basically has war strategies, how to make different formations, what are the different weapons. I shall be taught archery. So based on the child's aptitude and based on the child's propensity to get into the profession, they would be given education. This education will last 16 years. So now you can compute 16 plus 7. What is 16 plus 7?
23.
So at 23 years, they will complete their education and they will have a graduation ceremony. This graduation ceremony is known as Snataka. You are a graduate. Even today in South Indian weddings, before the actual wedding starts, they will perform what is called as Snataka ceremony. It's I don't know why they perform before marriage, because that's the tradition. Only after you have graduated from Gurukula are you eligible to come into Grihastha. So now you are eligible to get married. The Snataka ceremony is performed also today, even though we don't go to any Gurukulas. So we have not updated our procedure manual for weddings. We are just doing what our ancestors have been doing for thousands of years. So,
If you were born in a certain family that was a cook, is it possible for you to get like another job?
Yes, it's possible. It's possible.
Okay.
That's how Parashurama became a warrior. No?
Oh, yeah.
That all these questions also will come when Vishwamitra comes. So you can have a lot of questions. Is it very rigid? Can Varnas be changed? All those questions will get answered when Vishwamitra comes. So now 16 years of education Rama has completed in the ashrama of sage Vashishta. All the brothers are educated in similarly and no less. They have received same type of education. They are all as competent as the other, but Rama somehow was just a step above the rest. Rama just went one up on everybody else in absorbing, in learning, in executing. You tell him once, he will pick it up. Anything he hears once, he will grasp. Doesn't have to be explained 10 times to him. This is called Ekasantagrahi. With one reading, he knows all the Shastras. So now he knows all the Vedas, all the Shastras, all the Dharma Shastras. He is able to do all the rituals himself. So he becomes he is a great musician. He knows playing the veena. He is a very very keen musician. So they pick up all the skills and they become experts in Dharma Shastras. People management, administration, all these they are masters at. So we will stop here and next week we will pick up where the great Vishwamitra enters the arena. From here the Ramayana, especially the Bala Kanda, takes a very different texture. Until this time you are just seeing small incidents of Rama and Lakshmana and Shatrughna, not much on their personalities, but from here on you will see Ramayana in a completely different texture as Vishwamitra enters. Vishwamitra is very very crucial, and it is with the coming of Vishwamitra that Rama becomes Sri Rama, and it is very important for Rama to become Sri Rama in order to vanquish Ravana. Without Shri, he cannot vanquish Ravana. I will stop here. If you have any questions, any comments, you can raise your hands or you can tell me about your comments.
Thanks, Chaitra. I've been listening with a lot of cartoon background noise and I managed to hear.
Nice.
But good repeat. After so many years, I'm actually hearing the Ramayana in some form or the other. So it's nice.
Yeah, it's good for all, no? For me also, for listening also, all round.
Yeah, kids, I think they're still too young. They started off and then they started watching cartoons because they said they're not able to understand.
Yeah. But let's keep going because at some point they will be interested in the storytelling. Like in the next few episodes, it's more storytelling about the backstory of Vishwamitra, backstory of the ancestors of Rama. Interesting stories.
Ma,
Hmm.
maybe you should try to do like one for just the kids, you know?
Yeah. Okay then. See you later. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks to you.
Bye.